Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. Once again, I am thanking each and every one of you who decides to come back to my Tarot Corner. I appreciate each and every one of my Dewdrop community. And thank you to those of you who decide to contribute to my tarot deck fund through my buy me a coffee button or through my PayPal account. Yesterday I watched a video of one of the tarot deck collectors on YouTube. There are so many, and there are so many these YouTube videos of collectors that have these missions of finding decks according to all sorts of questions or missions, and it was amazing to see her running through her house, going upstairs, downstairs, and in every room was filled with tarot decks. So if you think that I am the Malda Marcos of the tarot decks, then you don't know what you're talking about. This woman has like 4,000 at least, if not more than that, tarot decks, and I found that I have a tarot deck that she doesn't. Okay, so I thought that I could ignore the elephant in the room. That means Oprah Winfrey. No malintention, but apparently I couldn't. And that's because there are conflicting articles that are being published. So most of the articles are coming out and saying that Oprah decided to drop Meghan Markle, that Meghan Markle was not invited to Oprah's 69th birthday. That this is only a symptom that shows how Harry and Meghan are being ostracized in Hollywood, how their star value is being decreased, and I saw articles that called them to go back to the UK because the US is tired of them. And then came out someone on the Mirror, a reporter called Christopher Anderson, and he said that Oprah is still very much a friend of Meghan Markle, but they are keeping this friendship in a low key in order not to anger the king. Now, I don't see why the continuation of this friendship should anger the king more than he's already angry. I mean, the damage was already done. I mean, the Oprah interview already aired, so whether or not they keep being in touch with her, whether Oprah invites Meghan to her birthday, whether Meghan comes over to her birthday, that I don't see why it should anger the king more than he's already angry at Harry and Meghan. And it seems really it doesn't smell good. Now, other people say Sue Smith, for example, came up with the question of whether Meghan went through some kind of plastic surgery or any other kind of procedures, and she just cannot show her face in public, and maybe that is why nobody has seen her. But one thing that was very evident was that when Meghan had her things, for example, her interviews for magazines or even her podcast, Harry was not very visible. She was visible. He made a guest show, but he wasn't very visible. And this is like Harry's time, so she's not visible now because everybody was expecting her to be by his side. It's very evident that she's not. But it's like when she was doing her things, people raised an eyebrow at not seeing Harry or not having him, the fact that she wasn't having him at her podcast, and even people said that Spotify are angry at the fact that Harry is not at the podcasts, but actually it was her podcast. She took control over those podcasts, so Harry took a step back. So it does look like Meghan is taking a step back now, and I actually saw on Reddit that people are bracing themselves to march, because apparently the Sussexes are having things ready for a blitz on March. So, okay, so let's look into the friendship of Meghan and Oprah. Is this friendship still going on? What can we see around this friendship? What can we see about the past of this friendship? And what each of them thinks of each other? Is there still a friendship? So let's see about what can we learn about this friendship. And I'm using the Tinseltown Tarot, which is actually a Hollywoodian tarot deck, very much gloomy deck, so seems a kind of a fitting deck. This is my go-to deck when I'm doing readings about Hollywood and about topics that are connected to stars and Hollywood and stuff like that. Okay, so before I start, let's take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So one more riffle shuffle, and then we can clear the deck. Okay, so the friendship between Oprah Winfrey and Meghan Markle. What can we learn about this friendship, the past of this friendship, the present, the future? What can we see about the common ground of Meghan and Oprah? What can we learn about their differences? How does Oprah see Meghan? How does Meghan see Oprah? What is the current state of this friendship, and what can we see for the future of this relationship? The friendship between Oprah and Meghan Markle, the current state of this friendship, and the future of this relationship between Oprah and Meghan Markle. I'm specifically doing it between Meghan and Oprah, and I'm not including Harry here because I don't think that he is part of this relationship. I think that this relationship is mainly Oprah and Meghan. So the first card is the history of this relationship, of this friendship, and the card that I'm getting is the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is the ace that speaks about having your wishes realized in the material world. So in the past, this is the history of that relationship. And the history of that relationship is based upon getting your wishes realized. Both of them. Both of them had wishes that they wanted to get realized. Both of them wanted to get some kind of potential. Oprah came to the wedding with a mission to get that interview, to get this the first interview, to get the first possible information, to get the first interview after the first child will be born. So Oprah cultivated this relationship from the get-go, thinking about the potential of this relationship. And Meghan was thinking about getting her wishes realized in the material world. And this is about creativity, this is about ego, this is about getting your ego, well, how do you say that? Getting a tap on your ego. This is about creating things. So Meghan was thinking from the beginning that she wanted to get her potential. She wanted to realize the potential of what she could get from the relationship from her relationship with Harry, from her new position as a royal, and from the relationship with Oprah. So this relationship was based on wishes and the realization of wishes in the material world. So this is the past of the relationship. What can we see about the common grounds? What can we see? What is the things that they have in common? And we are getting here strength. Now it's nice to see that this is a woman of color. So this is something that both of them have in common, because both of them are seeing themselves as a woman in color, although Meghan did not see herself like that before, but she does see herself like that now. But this is the strength card is about control. And both of them are women that are in control. Both of them are controlling themselves. They are both of them are controlling the material world. Both of them are controlling everyone that is around them. Oprah is a very controlling person, someone who has control of a lot of people, not only herself. Meghan would have loved to have control of many people, but she has control only of herself and her husband and the people who work for her. But this is about having confidence. This is about having this self-confidence, control. This is about having this wish of success. So Meghan would have loved to have more in common with Oprah around this, but she sees herself as a successful woman. She sees herself as someone who has more in common with Oprah than she really does have. So she thinks that she has control just like Oprah does. We see how Meghan is not that successful, but she doesn't see that. And I think that this is more like the card of the narcissist, the person that is very much the ego is controlling, and the ego is there. The super ego is controlling the ego. This is a person that is very much expecting everything to happen by itself, expecting spontaneous success, expecting obstacles to just suddenly disappear. And for Oprah, things just happen by themselves because she's a very powerful woman. Meghan wants to be a powerful woman just like Oprah. She doesn't have that, but she wants that. So she wants to have the same control as Oprah. So this is what she wants, and this is the common ground that she's trying to have with Oprah. Okay, so what are the differences between them? What are the things that both of them, or even Meghan, cannot say that she has in common with Oprah? And that is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, that's the initiator. And the initiator is a person that is very good in new beginnings. Now, Oprah is a person that knows how to start new things. She always have new ideas. She always knows how to create things from nothing. She's very good at that. She knows how to create. She knows how to start new things. Meghan cannot even say that she is starting new things. She maybe is trying to say that, but she cannot even lie to herself. This is something that she has to even admit to herself that she doesn't have it. She doesn't have that creativity. She doesn't have that ability to start things. She doesn't have that initiative spirit. She doesn't have it. That's why they have nothing to sell other than their recurrent whining and recurrent complaining on the royal family. They have nothing more to sell. And this is a card that shows that while Oprah comes up with new ideas daily, Meghan doesn't have new ideas. She doesn't have anything. She repeats herself. She comes up with nothing new. She never does have anything that is interesting. She never starts anything new. And her greatest pitfalls are her ego and the fact that she's getting irritated very easily, she's getting angry very easily, and her ego is working overtime. Okay, so how does Oprah really see Meghan? And what we're getting here is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of recognition and reward. So Oprah sees Meghan as a woman of color who wants recognition and wants reward. A woman who wants people to recognize her merits, who wants people to recognize how much she is worth, and wants people to recognize that she's worth a lot of money. This is why we have pentacles here. This is about a financial growth. This is about advancement. This is how Oprah sees her. She sees her as a woman of color. This is how Oprah sees her. She does not doubt that Meghan is a woman of color. She sees her as someone who wants to be recognized by everyone, and she sees her as someone who is very egotistical, someone who enjoys attention, as you can see here in the card, someone who wants to be pampered. This gives me the vibe of how Meghan was in that, it wasn't the Cut magazine, the Vanity magazine, in that interview, how she posed to all of the for the camera, how she wanted everyone to pamper her, to have her makeup done. So this is exactly how Oprah sees her, but also there is the pentacles here. So the money factor is also coming in here. So this is not only about being recognized. This is also about money. This is also about reward. So Oprah does see that Meghan is thinking about money, about having that reward, about getting paid, about getting that reward. So she does recognize that in Meghan. How does Meghan really see Oprah? And what we're getting here is the Knight of Wands. So actually, Meghan sees in Oprah what she would have loved to have for herself, which is the Knight of Wands, which is what Oprah really has, but she is downplaying it because Oprah has the King of Wands, but Meghan is downplaying it and only giving her the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is not as strong as the King of Wands. He has problems, and because he has problems, he's not as good as the King of Wands. What am I trying to say? The King of Wands is the one who knows how to start new things. He's the initiator. He has creativity. This is exactly what Oprah has. The Knight of Wands is the aloof knight. He's the one who nothing really excites him, and he's losing opportunities because of that. And this is how Meghan sees Oprah. So she recognizes that Oprah has this spark of the wands. She does recognize that, but she doesn't give her the credit that she does have the ability to create new things. She is saying, oh yeah, she has the spark, but she's not so great. She loses opportunities sometimes, and she doesn't always get excited about things, and sometimes she is aloof. Sometimes she's not so great. So Meghan is downplaying Oprah, probably because she's envious of Oprah. So Oprah sees Meghan in the right light. Meghan doesn't see Oprah in the right light. Meghan is downplaying Oprah, and she's trying to underestimate her. Okay, so what is the current state of their relationship? And what I'm getting here is the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is a card of letting go. So this shows that their current state of relationship is that one of them, and probably Oprah, but I'm not sure, but one of them gave up on this relationship. The Eight of Cups is a card of someone who is leaving behind those Eight of Cups and going away. This is someone who is giving up and letting go. This is someone who is someone who needs. This is someone who sees that someone who sees that there is need of therapy here, either of the one who leaves or the ones who stays behind. But there is need of therapy here because it's cups, because there is the moon here, and the moon is the mother card. Now, I remind you that Oprah is also a friend of Doria's. So Oprah, I suppose she sees the relationship between Meghan and Doria. The moon here is because of that. And I would say that Oprah is the one who left because she just saw that there is a lot of mental health problems here. There is need for therapy, and she decided to she doesn't want to get involved in that. She just gave up. This is about a person that doesn't want to get involved too deep. This is a person that is not doesn't want to get involved, and she's leaving Meghan in this state of despair. Okay, so will there be any reconciliation in the future? And we are getting the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords in this meaning is probably a no card, because the Six of Swords is a card of vacation. And vacation is either you're going to a vacation or you're coming from a vacation. But when you're taking it with the Eight of Cups, then a person that is going away, and the Six of Swords is also going away, it's also going for a vacation. It seems like Oprah is going into the car because she doesn't need that headache. She's going away. She needs a vacation from Meghan and from Harry and their shenanigans. She doesn't need that any longer. So she's taking a very long vacation from the Markles and their shenanigans. The Six of Swords is it's not in this instance, it's a card of someone who's leaving. It's not a card of someone who's coming back. Especially here when we see a woman of color entering a car, she's going away. She's not coming back. So this is not a card of coming back. This is not a card of reconciliation. This is a card of non-reconciliation. So let's see what is the long-term outcome of this relationship, because this is the short-term outcome. Let's see what the long-term outcome is, and we see the Moon. And the Moon is a very difficult card, because the Moon is a card of confusion. It's a card of we need to talk about it. It's another mother card. There's another, the Moon card is a mother card. It's not a card of, this throws me back to the me you can't see that Harry did with Oprah about mental health. So if there will be any kind of continuation of their relationship, it will be only around mental health. But this card is a card that says that this is not a card of continuation of a friendship. This is a card of people that are in severe mental health problems. This is a card of people that are not going to be in a relationship together, but maybe because it is a card of we need to talk about it, Oprah might be willing to talk to Harry once again around his mental health problems, and maybe she might be able to be some kind of a counseling agent, or someone who will be a mitigator between him and his family. I don't know. Maybe she will be there to help him with going back to his family. Maybe if she realizes how difficult and detrimental his relationship with Meghan was for him, she will be there for him to help him get over that. Maybe. But because this card is about talking about that, and because she previously did do a whole series of TV shows with him about mental health. So maybe there is this opening of going back to mental health talks with Harry. but not on television. That would be maybe if she's able to talk to him about it, if he is willing to listen to her. And that is only if she opens her eyes about the real problem here, the real nature of the problem here. And when she realizes the real nature of the problem, then she might be helpful for Harry. So that's the tarot. The oracle is the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. That is the second edition of the Moonology oracles. And I didn't even know that I was going to get so many moon cards, but it felt like, I don't know why I picked this. So this is the oracle deck, and let's see, what does the oracle deck tell us about the relationship between Orpah and Meghan Markle. So let's just shuffle once again and clear the deck. Sorry. Okay, so Oprah Winfrey and Meghan Markle's relationship. Oprah Winfrey and Meghan Markle's relationship. So let's see what we get. And the card that I'm getting is Full Moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. Let's see what it means. So it looks like Meghan needs to take a reality check, because this card has two sides to it. It's a literally card and metaphorically. So what it says is that if she's worried about something, the good news is that she shouldn't waste any more time worrying about it, because it won't help her. Because sometimes things happen just once, and she doesn't need to worry about it anymore, because she just hit a roadblock, and nothing that she would do to change that will help. So if she wants to change things, she's going to need to put an extra effort with her manifesting work in order to change things. So she really needs a reality check in order to realize what happened here, why things happened, and how to change those things. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.